Yeah, this has never been chosen online. I've never put it on this track. What the hell?
I don't know. Don't look at me.
I'm looking in your cardinal direction, Talon.
You're looking across the ocean, right?
That's why I say cardinal direction. I'm looking ever more west.
Evermore.
I mean, I'm sure I'm vastly off, but I don't care.
Well, come join me whenever you're done with your little match. So.
Oh, it's not just a little match. It's a Grand Prix.
Oh, is
It's
it?
for all the
marbles.
all the points.
All the marbles.
All the marbles.
All the marbles.
I'll join you. It's offline.
It's not like you can't just simply hit, end right there and you're all good to go. No.
CPU won't mind.
CPU won't mind that.
It won't mind. They lost horribly anyway.
Aw, not with that attitude.
No, I'm telling them they need to get good. Grubs. It's searching.
We literally I was spectating for a couple of seconds and now we are literally picking
Please
whatever
wait.
route.
So
And
much
you make it
waiting.
in. I know you can make it in, man. I know you can do it. I know you can do it.
Spectating.
Oh, that's a comment. Trap so old, gotta run out of the house when I play my music so the roof don't fall on me. All right. Sure.
Why would the wait, say that again?
Trap so old, gotta run out of the house when I play my music so the roof don't fall on me. I don't know. I don't know if someone's trying to do a gotcha moment or something or what, but I'm just like, okay. Sure.
I mean, I'd be very concerned just in general if may fall on you. Like,
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That's just me though.
All right. First warm up of the match of the night. Can we get a win? I mean, again, it's a warm up match, so if we don't get a win, then it doesn't matter.
That sounds to be like a cop out.
I mean, I'm in first right now, so I'm expected to get hit by a shell in like 5 seconds.
The fact that you haven't yet is foreboding.
It is. It just means I'm going to get hit with more stuff.
Yeah, that's just bad vibes.
It is. Yeah, because someone's literally right on my ass. No! Bad Yoshi. Why am I not surprised that he's playing as Yoshi with like most... I think it's the current meta setup. Yoshi on a bike with particular tires and everything. I think that's the current new meta.
Wait, the meta has bikes again?
Oh yeah, don't you remember like when the DLC maps started coming out, they actually started balancing things, and so like all those like Waluigi's that we used to see, like you don't see them anymore because everyone switched over to whatever is next. And I think it happens to be.
I just was surprised it was a bike though. I thought it was still carts.
Not according to this. Can someone freaking throw a blue shell, please? Like just get the guy in first right now.
It was pretty much all bikes all the time, and then in fact after we wasn't, so I guess 8 is the after.
In the game we're playing right now.
No, this is 8 Deluxe.
Yes, because 8 and 8 Deluxe are so different, right?
Vastly different. As one of the 15 people who owned a Wii U, it's pretty different. This one's on a console people actually bought. That's pretty different.
That is true.
It's pretty different. The DLC cart wasn't in the original either. They wanted a kind of I win button. The
no, I got hit by a
version.
shell at the last second. No, what the?
I saw
What
that.
the F was that? That was
Uh,
Oh, game, you gotta be freaking kidding me on that one. That is, oh my god.
that was brutal. I liked
You
it.
saw that? Saw that?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Oh
Loved
my
it.
god.
Loved
Chat,
it.
I'm gonna need some emotional like rest from that. I'll see you guys in like a month.
Bummer, dude.
Oh my, God, I was just like, okay, you know what? We're all good to go. I'm gonna clear into a smooth second, and then like 3 shells out of nowhere in one hit. So I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
It sounds like someone forgot the other name of this game, which is Mario Karty. A pun or a joke
God.
on Mario Party. The game requires no skill at all, just that you have to land on the square that gives you a bunch of stars.
Hey, the new one's coming out.
Don't care. I hate Mario Party. I've always hated Mario Party. I've never enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it back when I was a kid.
If I want to play a game like that, I'm going to play WarioWare. The better version of Mario Party.
And we haven't had a WarioWare game since what? The Switch initially released, I want to say.
Yes, but they're effectively taking the NES chunks out of WarioWare and putting it as its own game. It's out in like a couple weeks with the NES World Championship or something.
I didn't hear about that, but okay.
It was leaked, and then like Nintendo just kind of dropped it like a day after it leaked.
Oh, that helped.
After this race, they'll give you the actual official name of it. I have it on pre-order because it looked like fun.
I don't remember seeing it at all for in like any of the directs or anything. That's the good thing.
It was damn, oh, maybe it was not a direct.
Wasn't on the last one. I know that for a fact. I literally watched the entire thing.
It might have been. I don't remember. Because I really wasn't paying attention. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I already know
Yoshi.
about that game.
God, half this map is nothing but Yoshi's.
Like God intended. See, they need to bring the Yoshi from Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, and it's like that Yoshi a lot more. With the Mohawk.
Mohawk Yoshi. Let's go.
And going around calling him Gonzalez.
How did I not get hit by that red shell?
Yeah,
I might just hack the game,
Oh,
not gonna
what
lie.
the hell? That was weird.
Oh,
Came
nice
straight
try,
on the-
Yoshi.
A jump and it just spun me
Your
out.
meta
That's
plane
kinda
self
fun.
out of here.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that guy tried to run me over. I activated my star at the last second.
Oh my god.
All right.
So it turns out don't be on star power with mushrooms through the mushroom section because you'll bounce right off
I'm about to
the
say you
edge.
probably bounced right off or anything like that.
Yep.
Mario Party has not faced enough adversity to achieve success. I guess, sure. I'm not really sure. I mean, again, I think the whole point of Mario Party games is that it's either A, for kids and their families, or B, for drunk college nights, maybe. I could definitely see that being fun.
What adversity does it need to face? Like,
I have no idea. Be able to ask ask the viewers in the chat.
yeah, like what does that even mean? Because like there's plenty of franchises that haven't faced adversity. Like Marvel movies haven't faced adversity. They're still somehow successful.
I don't know
Even
about
though they
the
haven't
last
been
like 5 or 6
interesting.
that have come out, but yeah.
I was
sure.
about to say they haven't been interesting since like 2010,
I
but
think the last good Marvel movie I watched was the Spider-Man one.
which one?
The one where the other 2 Spider-Men came into the MCU, and No Way Home. It's Homecoming, Far From Home, and then No Way Home. No Way Home is the last one from Tom
I
Holland.
don't think I didn't watch that one. I
Yeah,
was
they
thinking you
had,
were talking
they had
about,
Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
I didn't watch that. The
Yeah.
last, I really only, the only pretty much superhero movies I watch now are Deadpool and.
Dude,
just
that
come out
Deadpool
3
Wolverine
months
movie is
in.
looking pretty good. I'm excited
Gonna
for
be
that.
good.
It's gonna be good.
And then the Through the Spider-Verse. movies.
Oh yeah,
Spider-Verse ones.
yeah, the Spider-Verse movies, which we have no idea
those-
when part 3 is coming out. Which I called BS when they said, "Oh yeah, it'll be out like in 6 months after the second movie came out." I was just like, "Yeah, no, that's getting delayed."
6 months.
Yeah, so when the second movie released, Sony was like, "Hey, part 3 is supposed to come out the following," because when it released, it was like late summer, I think, early fall.
Yeah,
I can't remember. And then Sony was like, "Don't worry, part 3 is gonna be out in like May of next year, right?" At that time, which was supposed to be last year, essentially, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, and I was just like, "There's no way unless you like literally had everything already made." Like, you just have to do a few voiceovers or something like that. Like, there's no way you're going to be ready by that time.
Yeah.
God, hearing this double dash music really makes me want to have a double dash mode.
It's never gonna happen.
I know, and it sucks. I want it to happen so badly.
Well, I mean, you can make it happen. Just get the dolphin emulator. The dolphin impersonating software.
There we go.
Actually, shouldn't say dolphin. The aquatic mammal impersonating software.
Nailed it. Jeez, like 3 bullet bills just whiz past me.
That means, what am I gonna do with a blue shell in the 7th place game?
Aim it at someone right in front of you, throw it, hit them, and then hit first place.
I guess. I mean, I'd rather have like red shells or something to speed. I don't care about first place when I'm in the back of the pack.
I was gonna say, I'm right behind you, so yeah. You get me an ammunition, Williams? Not a golden mushroom. I want something that protects me.
You're in the back of the pack. Who's gonna hit you?
There's 2 star guys behind me. Ammunition Williams, let's go! Carry me across the finish line. Let's go. 5th. All right, I'll take it.
Oh Jesus, man! I got hosed.
That was not too shabby, not gonna lie.
This game.
Alrighty. Let's go. Been to Koopa Cape in a while. Might as well go to it.
Rando.
Rando it is. Oh, so I got a question for you because I know you loved the 4th game in the series, technically. What are your thoughts on the Assassin's Creed remake? So, according to some person at Ubisoft, essentially, I don't think it was the president or anything, but someone pretty decently high up said there are Assassin's Creed remakes in the works. Now, he didn't just simply say, "Oh, the first one's getting remade," because that one came out on like what 2009, 2008, or something like that, the original Assassin's Creed. But like, I think he said like there's multiples in the works for it, which there's already been rumors about the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake, because they're basically want to take everything that they had from their little pirate quadruple A game, as they like to call it, and basically use that to make a remake, or all those like new physics engines and all that stuff. So what are your thoughts on, I guess, first on a remake per se of the original Assassin's Creeds, as someone who doesn't particularly like the more stealth way of playing and you prefer more of the RPG? And second, do you think a Black Flag remake would do well?
Well, I mean, those games are old as hell, because Assassin's Creed was within the first year of the 360 and PS3, so
right. The original,
very old game. And even the Ezio trilogy is pretty old too now.
It is, yeah.
So yeah, remake them. I mean, if we're still stuck with Sony dropping Last of Us, every year a new remake of that, why not? I like those old AC games. The problem is they have to modernize them, and the concern is going to be how are they going to modernize it. Like, is it going to be a case of turning into an RPG, or is it just going to be, you know, new coat of paint plus some, you know,
if it's just a new coat of paint, I more would call that a remaster than a remake.
So then a remake, would it actually be close to how it used to be, or is it rate of a different game like Final Fantasy VII?
Again, it's a very vague comment, obviously, that they made. So
no, I mean Black Flag's the one I'm after. Like everything else, I really don't care a huge amount. I think Black Flag was kind of the lightning in the ball for him.
I think it's universally liked. Like there's very few people who don't like Black Flag.
Well, because it really wasn't an Assassin's Creed game.
It was a pirate game. It was a pirate game with Assassin's Creed stuff.
Exactly. I mean, the argument could be made that it hasn't been Assassin like since probably halfway through the Ezio trilogy.
Well, technically, it's been Assassin like. Ow. Crap, that was messed up on my part. The last true Assassin's Creed game was Syndicate. One with the brother and the sister.
Even then, like, you really didn't need to be very stealthy. You could just kind of walk around. Well, it depends.
If you played as the brother, you didn't have to. But if you played as the sister, and she was very stealthy, she was a typical assassin type of thing. So, Jimby, how does one join 5-9 Gaming? As in what, like our public Discord, or what exactly are you looking to join? This is definitely a random voice right here.
But Ubisoft just need to put games out in general. If it has to be remasters, remakes, that's fine. They just need to put something out because they've kind of just not been doing that.
Hey, that Prince of Persia game in January, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That game screamed, it was a passion project from a higher up that Ubisoft gave maybe half a shit about. They did not seem to care about it. They were taken very much aback by how well it did, I imagine.
So, Jimby, so first off, thank you for wanting to try and apply and everything. What exactly are you looking to be a part of in terms of 5-9? Because right now, none of the mobile stuff or Dragon Ball or anything like that, none of that's really going on right now. It's all focused on direct gaming right now. So if that's something you're interested in, then I can talk to you more. I can DM you type of thing. If you're just looking to get into, you know, Legends or Dokkan or any kind of Dragon Ball stuff, we really aren't doing anything like that right now. When we kind of quote unquote reset the company to start over essentially. So if you let me know what your interests are, then I can point you in the right direction if you want. I swear, some of the names that are come up that we see online in this game are just like, how'd you find a way to get past Nintendo's like kid-friendly censoring?
Ooh, is there a spicy name?
I think he's essentially saying like these nuts essentially.
These nuts. I love it.
But like he had to really choose some interesting you know, combinations of U or whatever, you know, like those U's or E's that have like the bar over them or whatever.
Like umlauts and stuff.
Right, yeah. So I'm just like, is that what I think it is? So
oh, I can't wait to go look at the standings after this race then.
Yeah, I mean, I was assuming he's still there, so bye bye. Ah, no, that was a terrible drift. That was my bad. Go, go, go. Ah, bullet bill. Jeez. Oh, I missed that item box. Damn. Oh, I'm about to get pummeled by items. God damn it, Lemon. God damn it, Lemon.
Oh, shit.
Okay, that you deserved. I don't know what happened, but that you absolutely 100% deserved.
My wheels caught in the middle of a drift and I shot off the edge.
There you go.
Wasn't fair.
Well, unfortunately, I cannot catch up.
Oh,
That
love
is
it.
an 8th place for me, and I'll take my loss right there. So, that is minus 13 points. Oh, the dude left. No. Aw.
It's nuts.
Okay, well, what I can do, Jimby, is I can, if you follow me over on Twitter, like my own personal Twitter account, not the 591, but do you follow me over there? Tails, what's going on, man? If you follow over there, at me in just a tweet or something like that, and I will DM you. Actually, take that back. Take it back. If you follow, just to make this more streamlined, so I don't get lost in all these DMs and everything. At the 5-9 account, the direct 5-9 account, and then I will reply over on there on that account, and I'll give you more information about exactly what's going on currently right now and all the details, and then based on that you can then decide if you want to apply or anything like that. Just the link should be either in the YouTube stream right now, or you can literally just search Direct Gaming over on Twitter, and then you should see the logo for it. So nothing too crazy. Please don't have the Marvel collection be in October. The the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, that like 7-game thing. I thought that was I said fall. It says 2024, so I don't know technically when it's coming out. It could be October, it could be November.
What's wrong with October?
I'm assuming just a ton of games coming out during that time, so he doesn't want to have to, have to deal with a bunch of games like that. So,
but it's a collection of old games.
Yeah, old games that you can't get anymore. So, Jimmy, email's completely fine. Then if you want to email, go over to my personal Twitter. You'll see my Direct Gaming email that you can email me at. It's my business email essentially. Go ahead and email me over there, and yeah, I'll reply. Obviously after the stream. So.
No, do it now. Now.
Yeah, I can email him back with my nose while I'm trying to play Mario Kart.
Do it now.
Don't worry, I'm sure 50 years in the future we'll have something like, I just think the email reply,
Do the chopper. Do now.
Get to the chopper.
Do now.
I actually got that. Yoshi, put on. No, not red shell. No. Whoever threw the red shell, I hope you step on a Lego.
You're a very angry, violent person. How could you wish such horrible pain on someone?
Because they threw a red shell at me.
A Lego, Talon, a Lego. Do you understand what it is you're telling people?
I know exactly what I'm telling them. I know exactly what I am telling them.
Oh man, there's nothing worse than Legos. Is that the closest thing to it, like a nail or a tack on the ground that, Bowart should be there? Because I mean, Legos deserve, and they're on the ground. Like that's where you play the Legos. You play them on the ground. But, hate stepping on Legos.
Third? I'll take third place. It's not bad. Still $50
yours.
Between Sparking Zero and Sonic. That would be around $220. Yeah, but you're getting some good value for games. Although, to be honest, Sparking Zero you can wait on.
Or we could just go boot up a
One of the older games.
PlayStation 2 software impersonator to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's a 30-40-year-old anime at this point? Like,
pretty much.
On that, come on. Goku's hair changed again. What do you friggin' do? Not blonde anymore, he's blue. Or red or whatever.
And that's a random from here right there. Tails, thank you so much for the sub, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. The Direct channel appreciates your sub, and we hope you enjoy the content if you stick around. So thank you so much. Honestly, the best way to actually support, I don't know if for people who don't know this, the best way to actually support content creators that you like, that's not, doing Prime memberships or YouTube memberships or anything like that, or donating money or anything like that, the best way you can actually literally help content creators that you like is to watch their content. Like it's the watch time and the watch hours. That's what actually can directly help them the most without having to, again, do Twitch subs or anything like that. That is literally the best way you can support whatever content creator you personally love the most. So whether it's a live stream like this on YouTube or Twitch right now, or if somebody posts a video, even if you have watched it beforehand or a topic similar to it, I should say, or anything like that, you can easily just, set it in the background if you want to listen to it as a podcast type of thing, right? That is literally the best way to help content creators that you really, really like and want to support them.
Podcasts are. That's actually kind of how I watch a lot of long form videos now. So just put them on the background.
Oh yeah, no, that's anytime I'm like walking to the station to go to work, or I'm on the train or something like that, and replying to some kind of email or message or something like that, I just have it on in the background. That's all I got, and I still pay attention for the most part. So, and if I have to replay something, then I just rewind it a few seconds and then go. A little personal there on the Daisy. I don't even know who the Daisy is, but I'm sorry, not sorry. It's Mario Kart, so.
The only problem is
there's a Mario with a pretty piranha.
Can't turn the screen off. Oh, motherfucker.
You mean you can't turn the screen off? Oh, unless you have premium. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know why I don't have premium yet.
I actually got it. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I love having no ads. I can't go back.
So the problem is hooked up to my television. I have an Android TV. It's an NVIDIA Shield.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this app called YouTube. It's not like it's YouTube Advanced. I think it might be YouTube Advanced, but it has a built-in ad blocker.
Mm-hmm.
So effectively, I have ad-free YouTube on my television, but I don't on my phone.
Right.
And so it's annoying. It's like the few times I watch YouTube on my phone, it's like, what the hell is this shit? What the hell? Why is there an? Oh wait, that's why there's ads here. Okay.
So I know everyone will be all like, F YouTube and just ad block and everything. But one benefit to having premium, the biggest one, is whatever channel you watch, you actually help them out more. Whenever someone watches someone's video or channel with using YouTube Premium, they actually get more ad revenue and everything, even though there's no ads playing. So you actually get you actually support your favorite content creators more by having premium.
I'm kind of surprised there's more money.
So
you need to step up there, Tom.
Yeah, I know that was a terrible race. So.
Sonic.
Not my night, guys. Not my night.
Sonic games come out this year. Sonic 2020.
Sonic, wait, 2020?
Yeah.
Why are you looking up?
Between Sparking Zero and Sonic, that'd be $220. What is the Sonic game that's coming out this year?
Sonic Generations and Shadow, or Sonic and Shadow Generations.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. That is.
I loved Sonic Generations back on the PS3.
Wasn't it a PS3 game?
PS3 game?
I never played it.
I don't remember. Generations was a really fun game. I'm not usually a big Sonic guy, as for anyone who actually knows me, but like Generations, I actually really liked. So, I'll pick up the Sonic and Shadow Generations eventually, probably on a sale or something like that. I'm not gonna buy it right away because I have other games I gotta cover on Direct and everything. So, and I'm not touching Sparking Zero because that is a arena 3D anime fighter, and I'm just like, nah, I'll stick with Fighters, which is finally available in Japan. I'm so happy. I should clarify on Steam. For anyone who hasn't seen our short over on YouTube.
This is 200.
I don't think so. No, doesn't feel like it.
I shot off the edge way faster than I should.
No, this is not 200. I can tell you right now, this is not 200.
All right. So my boosting skill is just too damn good tonight.
Oh, did it? What? Jay, I'm sorry. What is that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is. Sorry. Wow, that's interesting. So I used the star, and then I used Boo a few seconds later, and obviously the star ended before Boo got back to me. But I'm not invisible. I'm not invisible. Oh. When the star ends, but Boo is still working his magic. So that is interesting right there. I never knew that.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. You're impervious to everything, including beneficial effects.
Yeah, technically true. Oh, bullet bill, let's go. As long as it doesn't drop me off at some random spot. Now, no, I knew that was gonna happen. I got caught on that. Jesus. No, game, stop pushing me off the edge again. Jesus. Great, now I'm in last.
Sucks to suck.
That's what happens when you get caught on a corner with tons of boost pads around you.
That happens, but then you just make me just jump off the edge willingly.
All right, I'm in 9th now, guys. I'm not bad, okay? I swear.
You're bad. The DLC cart carries you.
Oh shit, we're on the 3rd lap already? I didn't realize that.
Goodbye now.
All right.
7.
Oh, 8th? I thought it said I was in 7th. How'd I go from? Okay, whatever game.
I passed you.
I was on a bullet bill. How'd you pass a bullet bill?
With another bullet bill.
Oh, you didn't even show up on my screen.
I shot right past you.
Damn.
To reiterate, no bidet, no J. What the hell does that even mean? No bidet, no J. Like a dirtier mind can think of something, but I don't think that's what they're going for.
They're probably trying for a gotcha. I have no idea. Shows our age, right? Once we pass 30, we have no idea what's being talked about. All right, come on. I'm going to place a bet on hitting the Toad map. I think we'll hit the Toad map probably.
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
All right.
All right.
I was thinking.
I'll take a double dash map. Unfortunately, we don't have the actual double dash carts or anything. I want my giant banana. I want my giant, Bowser shell bouncing around everywhere.
I forgot.
I don't care what anyone says. I don't care about balance or anything. That shit was just the funniest stuff to see on screen. Giant banana, giant Bowser shells, the whole night. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And unfortunately, we're not going to get a Mario Kart 9 or 10 most likely, because 8 will just get remade again for the Switch 2. So
8++.
8++, baby. Let's go. Oh, I thought I could bounce through those tires, but okay, I guess not.
Damn it. You hit the tire and it bounced into me.
That's awesome. Not gonna lie. That's pretty
Dick.
Funny. Dick, would you? Oh, that's pretty funny, not gonna lie.
Not just my racing career. I mean, it's not just your racing career you're running, it's mine too.
Maybe don't.
How could you?
Maybe don't sit on my ass then?
Well, if you drove a faster car, it wouldn't happen.
Hey, according to you, I've got the DLC car, which you're supposed to be making me win, but clearly it's not. So, is that debunking your theory right there?
Not at all. It's called selective reasoning. It only applies when I need it to.
Uh-huh. Golden mushrooms just fake speed.
Makes me feel fast though.
Makes you feel fast, but are you actually fast? Yeah, not really.
I need a little bit more than mushroom this game.
Is it still technically faster to go that way? Oh, actually. Uh-oh. Star. Oh. No, he literally hopped on top of me. God, I went from 5th to 8th. Well, unless I get a bullet bill, I'm gonna accept my 9th. Oh, maybe a star can help me. I doubt it, but find out now.
God damn it.
Yeah, 9th. Nothing to do there, guys. Nothing I could do. Sorry.
Game kept giving me triple mushrooms, like in like 11th place. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this?
I'm pretty sure that would actually help you pretty well. No?
No, I need ammunition Williams.
I mean, yeah, ammunition Williams would be the best for you.
It would. It's always the answer.
It's always the answer.
Always. I'm gonna go run. Hopefully I get some water.
Time's not on your side. So how's it going, chat? How's everyone doing? Enjoying your... I'm assuming it's Saturday for most people. It's Sunday here in Tokyo right now, but, you know, hope you're enjoying your weekend, to say the least. Anyone playing any good games? Any fun games? By the way, I will say, for anyone who has a Switch, Metroid Dread, it is on sale right now. Plus Metroid Prime Remastered HD. Highly, highly recommend that you get them if you don't have them already. Amazing games, especially with Prime 4 coming out next year.
Allegedly.
Don't listen to the hater here, folks. Don't listen to the hater here.
What? They could push it back again.
I just know if there's a game that's going to send my Switch into the graveyard, it's definitely going to be Prime 4.
Why would you play on the Switch and you play on the Switch 2?
Well, because you have to realize trying to actually get the Switch 2, that's going to be a chore into itself. So here in Japan, you can't pre-order like you could back in the States. You know, you could walk into like a Game Crazy or GameStop back in the day, say, hey, I want to pre-order the PlayStation 4, for example, right? Remember those?
Okay.
So in Japan, it's all based on a lottery system, essentially. So, and this is anywhere. Could be Amazon Japan. This could be my local game store. You name it, essentially. Okay. And essentially, what you have to do is you have to go in and you basically sign up, right? You give all your information and everything like that. And if your name is drawn, then they call you up and you have like a week to come in to pick up your, you know, whatever. They don't just do it for consoles. They do it for a lot of stuff. In fact, I believe the PlayStation Portal, that little handheld thing for the PS5, that's still on a lottery system technically. So,
you're kidding me. There's enough people who want that POS.
Well, we don't know how many they made. That's the thing. I mean, technically that little piece of hardware is literally made for Japan. It's not made for the West. It's not made for anything. It's literally made for Japan. So I can see why it would be popular here.
I 100% do not understand it at all, but I guess it's because, like you said, it's made for Japan.
It's literally made for Japan households. That's what it's literally made for.
Because you can buy a 40-inch television for like less than $100 at this point. So
not in Japan, you can't.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, I can't imagine why you'd want to play on some tiny ass screen.
Well, because handheld's big here in Japan. I mean, look at the Switch.
Wait, people use the screen on the Switch? They don't just plug it into their television?
I told you this multiple times that they bring it in handheld mode on the trains and everything. God.
Wait, I thought that was just for diagnostics of the console. People actually do that? Are they crazy?
Maybe.
Yeah, I just do not. I don't know. I guess I've never been much in a handheld. It's like, why would I want to do that when I could just put it on my big screen?
I mean, to be fair, there are some Switch games that don't look that good on handhelds. So.
Well, everything always looks worse on a handheld because the handheld mode, they downclock the CPU, and I imagine they also do other stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Switch like downclocks a lot when it goes into handheld mode. I'm pretty sure that's been proven. Random on this one. All right, let's do two more races, including this one. So this one and then another one, and then let's hop out. And I want to talk about those topics in some lengthy discussion in chat. You're more than welcome to join us in the chat for this, or I guess in the discussion for this, because these are going to be turned into videos and everything. So,
all right, Capitan.
So we're gonna do that here after a couple more races.
Ooh, this is kind of split. I'm thinking rando. Oh, no, okay. San Francisco.
That just said 200, didn't it?
It did.
Oh, half my life.
But San Francisco's not too bad.
This isn't San Francisco. This is
Toad Harbor,
yeah,
but
Toad
it's
Harbor.
effectively San Francisco.
That's true. All right, get ready. Craziness about to happen. I'm predicting 8th place for me.
That's pessimistic, isn't it?
Well, what, 200cc? What can I expect?
Oh, wow, okay. All right, that's not in the direction I meant to go. So that works.
I still find it funny in 200cc how we go this fast, and then if you hit anything that's not main road, just instant stop.
It's part of the strategy. Use it for braking. It's faster than hitting the brake button.
It is, honestly, it is.
Motherfucker. Toadette, you bitch.
That's not very nice, man. Come on. She just wanted to hit you with something.
Now that I went through and finally played Thousand Year Door, I want them to replace Toadette with Jolene. I think that's a good replacement. In fact, let's just get rid of Toad, put in more. Actually, I just want Paper Mario characters in Mario Kart now. I just think they're a little more interesting. I want Yoshi to be the Paper Mario Yoshi.
I mean, that shouldn't be too hard. It'd just be a costume, essentially.
I also want him to call Mario Gonzalez.
I was actually doing pretty well during this race, and then
I like he could absolutely clear the ship on the jump there.
Oh, can you clear it?
Fast, you can completely clear it.
Oh God, I got a star! I got a star coming through, people! Move it!
Stars are great. You can just start hitting things.
All right, 3rd place on 200. I'll take it. You know what? I'll take it.
Miss me. Cheater.
What's my friend code? So we're not doing races with others right now. But keep an eye out on our Twitter, because over on Direct Gaming Twitter, because we will be doing a Mario tournament. Hopefully, realistically, I'm hoping in the next couple weeks, to be perfectly honest. I think that'd be really cool to do a community tournament. Like, we'll post it on Twitter. We're gonna post it in the community tab and everything like that. Setting times and everything so people can come join us. We just simply put the code in the chat and anyone can join, essentially. We just don't want to do it right now simply because, 3 people and then the rest are computers. That's not exactly fun. So.
Nope.
All
right. I remember
right.
those days. Those tournaments were fun.
They are. No, the tournaments are absolutely fun. They're just not fun when it's only like 2 to 3 people. And then tablet, yo, what's going on? What is going on? All right, tournament playing. How many times have we played here, people? God.
It's a classic.
It's a classic, man, of course.
Don't you know?
So many Yoshis. Ow.
Wrong game. Toad is the best in Super Nintendo. Yoshi was N64. Jeez, guys, get it right. That is in no way the direction I told you to go, game.
Did you try to go right, but the game put you left?
Yep, in my drift. It's like, you sack of shit.
Sounds like a skill
Totally
issue.
screwed my coin. No, it's a game issue. I can't make mistakes. The game can.
Oh, okay. You're perfect, aren't you?
I wake up in the morning and I piss excellence.
Ignore that, chat. I thought it was... This is a loop stream? I don't think you can loop streams on YouTube.
It's a loop stream.
Basically where you like are not even around and you just play old streams essentially live.
Oh, like, did you know gaming?
Pretty much, I think. I don't know. I've never been into doing that, so...
Or watch Mojo.
Pretty sure. I'm actually pretty sure that's... That was intentional, wasn't it, you jackass?
Yep.
I'm actually pretty sure that's against terms of service when it comes to streaming and everything, doing the whole loop thing, even though like they never enforce it. But
yeah, so is having fun. YouTube's a buzzkill.
although we finally did get that... Oh, Ammunition Williams. We finally got that feature on our YouTube channel for comparing thumbnails, which is really cool. So I hope it's actually working the way it's supposed to.
Comparing thumbnails?
You can upload multiple. You can upload up to 3 different thumbnails, and then it will actually like tell you the results of someone who clicks on it. And so you might have a thumbnail that only does like there's only a 30% that people are clicking on that one compared to the other one, which could be 70%. And so you can let it run for up to like I think 2 weeks or something like that.
Oh, so it's like an A/B test kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah. So because there are videos that can absolutely die. Sorry, we're gonna do one more just because I want to play this map hopefully. Because you can do that, where like you'll release a video with a thumb on it, and it's not doing very well, and then it can either be title change or change the thumb, and then all of a sudden it pops off. Like it really can if you do it within the first 48 hours. So this kind of alleviates that, where you can change little things like, you know, have one particular character on the thumb, or change where the text is, or change what the text even says, and just kind of compare it and everything. Or you make 2 completely different thumbs to see what kind of style would really work with your that's the topic of the video that you're talking about, type of thing. So, I mean, you have to record a stream. There's streams that are 2 years old. What do you mean there are streams that are 2 years old? I don't get what you're saying.
Probably like a lo-fi hip-hop thing where the stream just keeps going and going.
Oh.
Hey, where are we at?
Turnpike.
What track is this?
Turnpike, you jackass. You picked it, didn't you?
Whose turnpike is it?
Not mine.
It's your turnpike. Specifically, it's the second one.
That's the third one.
Actually, yeah, you're right. There's a third.
The second one's the daytime one.
Yeah, it's daytime. I remembered.
Yeah, sure you did.
I realized the error of my ways.
Not red shells, no.
Red shells are the best when they're not chasing me.
Yeah, when they're not chasing you, exactly. But if they are chasing you, they're the worst.
Nah. As long as they're not chasing me. If they're chasing you, it's fine. They're the best. I love them.
Oh, right as you said that, I threw a red shell and then you pop up right next to me. If I'd waited like 5 extra seconds, I could have hit you with one.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker. Not where I wanted the blue shell to go, but okay, sure.
Where'd you want it to go?
I wanted to hit the
Grassing
guy who
me.
was in front of me, but then just flew off to the side, so. And then went straight. So I was just like, oh, come on, go. All right. I'm in 12th place. Race is chaotic right now. As expected of a turnpike map. Jesus. God, I thought I was going the other way.
Not only you have to
Again with
race
the
other
freaking red
carts.
shell. Hayate, stop it. I think Hayate is explicitly going for me.
Karma, man.
I don't even know the guy. He's some Japanese dude.
That's what I'm saying. It's karma. Someone just has it out for you. I had a piranha plant item and it just ate up all 3 of someone's green shells.
That's
That was
good.
great. It was hilarious. They lost all 3 of their green shells. Why does the CPU love to drive over the corner?
I don't know.
That's weird.
I like how
it's
there's
faster.
someone's name in here. It's in Japanese, but it's literally goes, ah. That's literally, it's literally the ah sound in Japanese. So, oh, dude, we got to do DK Mountain. Okay, finally, last one. Then we do our talk. Then we do our talking points. Oh, come on, people, pick DK. No, don't pick the old maps we've gone to 10,000 times. Come on, DK Mountain right there. Come on, game, be nice to me. Come on, you know you want to. Come on, come on, DK right
But
there.
they really want to go to Shy Guy's mine.
I don't care about Shy Guy's mind. Like, thing's been in the game forever. Go to DK Mountain. Do it, game. Do it. Come on. 3 out of 12. And the odds are not with us. They're not with us. But come on, guys. Come on. Send us your energy. Send the energy right now. Come on.
Well, it's a 1 in 4 chance, isn't it?
Yeah, which is not the greatest. I mean, it's not the worst. I mean, it could be. If it was worse, it'd be like me only, and then everyone else doing something else. But come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, the chances are not with us. Oh, let's go! Yes!
Specifically yours.
Yes, and it's on mine. Yes, you love to see it. Oh,
You need to go buy yourself a lotto ticket.
I gotta
friend.
buy a lotto ticket after that. I 100% do.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's just it always annoys me where it's like there are clearly other maps to play, but then everyone always just picks that one, you know, old nostalgia map that has been in the game for like 3+ years, and it's just like, come on, you guys haven't played this enough. Like, play some of the others. Come on, that's what we want to see and all that. Come on. But no, everyone's just like, no, I want to play this because I want to.
If when these maps came out, everyone was just doing nothing but new maps, I would kind of just like, yeah, we're tired of that. We played all the new maps a bajillion times when they came out.
Right.
But they didn't.
It didn't.
They kept picking the old ones when the new maps came out.
Exactly.
So I don't understand this rationale whatsoever. I think it's just kids who don't know any better. I think it's probably just kids playing this game. And it makes it hurt even more because they're kicking my ass.
I know, right?
The future is now, old man.
Ah, no, down the edge. Oh man, this whole windy bridge thing always reminded me of trying to get my giant Bowser shell to go straight across it and hit the person who was in front of me.
I'm assuming that it didn't work out in your favor.
A lot of the time it didn't, no. Because there were times there were times where it would fall off and everything, but every now and then you get the person in first, and then you pass them, and you got the win, which was awesome.
I will say, I distinctly remember enjoying a lot watching a giant Bowser shell just go rolling on by. I'm like, yeah, nice aim, dipshit.
And then it bounces back and hits you sometimes.
No, that would be terrible. Come on, animation William. Yeah.
No, I was looking back to dodge that green shell and I get hit by
Oh, come on.
Oh, lightning.
That name is so long though.
It is. Damn, I was doing so well and then
First time playing Mario Kart, huh?
yeah. First time. What is it? The hanging or whatever of people, and it's like
at the
first time
at the
at the
gallows,
gallows.
with,
Yeah, first time.
James Franco. That was a great movie. I'm trying to think what the name of it was. Oh, it was like the Life and Times of Buster Scruggs, or the Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Something like that. Yeah.
It was a Coen Brothers movie. Probably the weakest one, but it's still a fun movie.
All right, 6 isn't bad, I guess. Not bad. Be better,
Oh,
but you know.
jeez, oh man, God, man, that was not good. That could have gone better.
That could have gone much better. All right, I'm gonna back out and I'm gonna get things set up to talk about the topics that we want to talk about. So, chat again, if you want to join us for discussions, reply in the chat.
Okay, right back then.
Yeah, go ahead. So, obviously, close that. Okay, obviously, it's gonna say no Elgato signal or anything because obviously I'm just setting things up. So, here, it's all set up. Hey, you guys, actually, this is kind of cool. You guys kind of get to see behind the scenes of what it's like to set up stuff for a YouTube video sometimes. This is pretty cool, actually. So we're going to focus on that. Port. Okay, so I actually change that. Okay, so project this over to the Elgato. There. Guys, should be seen on your screen now, actually. I think that if I worked out the way I want it to, it should be working. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. So we've got that there. Cool. Okay, so the two topics we're gonna be talking about once Lemon returns. And again, you guys kind of get to see what making a YouTube video looks like. We're going to be talking about the Concord previews that came out. A lot of people got to try it out and everything, so we want to talk about that for a little bit. And then another one we're gonna be talking about is Elden Ring, the Shadow of the Erdtree, because we've been covering a lot of that over on the Direct channel as well. More detail has to do with like the difficulty and everything, because it's like it really is split when it comes to some of this stuff. So should be pretty cool to talk about. But once Lemon gets here, then we can kind of talk about the topics and everything. So yeah. Okay. After going on hands-on for 3 hours to Concord. Oh yeah, so all right, so we'll have to watch this video to see why it's not free to play, asking our questions. Let me actually set that up.
Hey folks, it's Jordan here from VGC, here to answer all your questions about Concord. I asked on X, formerly Twitter, for your questions, and boy, did you give me some. So I've got about 73 questions here, and some of them will be repeats, but let's get through as many of them as we can. Right off the bat, Torrens asks, if you can talk about the game's monetization system, that would be awesome. As a paid game, is it going to follow free-to-play system, or is it going to have a different system of its own? I think it's a make or break kind of thing for many players about live service games. So I can talk about this. We interviewed a pair of the developers, the director of IP, and lead character designer, and they were pretty forthright. The game will have cosmetic-only monetization options. It will not affect gameplay. All new characters, maps, vignettes, seasons are going to be free according to them, but you will be able to buy skins in your typical kind of free-to-play fare, but gameplay stuff, all free. Jay asks, no offline.
Interesting. So that means there's no battle pass then, from the looks of it. So that's definitely really cool right there. I'm definitely all for that.
Mode with bots, I'm assuming. So currently.
Okay. Well, we'll save that for once Lemon gets here. We'll talk about this.
I'm back.
Speaking of Lemon, here he is. So, okay.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil, right? Okay. So we should be all set and good to go. I will hit the recording button. Okay. So that. Perfect. That's going just the way I want it to. Okay. Awesome. We'll switch over here. All right. So we're going to go with Concord first. And then after that, we'll go into Elden Ring. Okay.
Sounds good.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Get a quick drink real quick, and then we can get going.
I literally just did that.
Well, no, I've got it right here with me. I'm just taking it.
Oh, fine.
Got this new ice apple tea. Ice apple tea. I don't know.
What
Pretty
is
good.
it? What is it? Is it just like a tea with apple juice in it?
It's essentially apple juice, but it's definitely more tea. It's definitely more tea, so it's not as heavy as apple juice, I would say.
Oh.
So, although I don't know how much sugar's in here, it doesn't taste like there's. I really don't taste any sugar at all, which is good. So,
Oh, okay.
I'm all for it. All right, let's go with Concord then first. And again, chat, if you want to say anything in the chat, by all means, we'll answer questions, give us your thoughts and opinions on it, and we'll react to them. So one of the biggest quote unquote games that we got to see from the Sony State of Play back during the beginning of the E3 season was a little game called Concord. And this is essentially Sony's second big game when it comes to live service stuff. They absolutely nailed it with the Helldivers 2 game, which just took off and just made them a ton of money. I think they said they sold 12 million copies or something like that, which is again on both PC and PlayStation 5. So that game has done absolutely amazing. The $40 price definitely helps with that, I would say. But overall, definitely looking good. But Concord, on the other hand, which is the next big one, which is a lot of people have described it as Overwatch meets Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, people are a little more iffy on this one. And by iffy, I mean they're basically throwing it into a furnace and making fun of it, essentially. However, a lot of outlets got to see the game up close, I'm assuming, during the E3 showcase. I always call it E3, by the way. I know it's technically Summer's Game Fest and everything, but I'm an old boomer, so I'm going to call it E3. But regardless,
Okay, boomer.
Exactly. Thank you. But they got to see the game up close. They actually got to play some matches. And by the way, for anyone who wants to be able to test this thing out, there is going to be a open beta on both PC and PS5 July 18th to the 21st. If you actually ended up pre-ordering the game, which is, again, the price has been set to $40, so very similar to what Overwatch did way back in the day, the original one, then you can get some early access into the beta to test it out. Basically, whatever you've seen that beta, though, that's going to be the full game. There's no like huge changes aside from balance and everything and server stability that they're really going to be changing or anything like that. So any kind of, game modes or how a particular character might look or really work and everything, that's like the fine details of that coding, that's sticking around. So whatever you play, if you don't like it, then don't buy the game, obviously, or anything like that. So there will be an open beta, but a lot of outlets have actually been looking at, and a lot of people seem to be coming around to the fact of this game. And one of the big things that I've been seeing personally is the fact that they are saying that this plays a lot more like Halo and Destiny PvP does. And it makes sense because the current team making this game right now, a lot of them are made up of old Bungie devs and everything. So whether they came off of something like Destiny 2, or maybe they came off of Halo, they went and worked somewhere else, and then they got picked up eventually by Sony or anything like that. Who's to know? Because obviously we don't know every single developer, but it would make sense that this game in particular feels like that. And when you watch some of the gameplay, it makes sense that it would play like that, essentially. So because again, a lot of people are looking at it saying like, oh, it's your typical hero shooter and everything. And while to a degree, it most likely from the looks of it, that is going to be the case, but there seems to be a lot more thought put into the gunplay and how, people are firing off their weapons or abilities or anything like that. So it's definitely interesting to see. So obviously, if you guys get to try out the beta, definitely let me know. But from the looks of it, yes, it is a 5v5 shooter, but it's not simply just, hey, we're copying Overwatch's modes and everything. There seems to be some, typical team deathmatch style things or elimination style matches and everything, where essentially you fight, you get killed, then you wait till the next one, essentially. Now, I have seen that a lot of people are not the biggest fans of, in terms of the previews, I should say, A lot of people are not the biggest fans of how long it takes certain matches to go in these particular types of elimination modes. And I've also heard some things about when it comes to the gunplay, when it comes to how long it takes to reload certain weapons and everything. So that's something to keep an eye on right there if you're someone who's really into the more twitch fast paced type of gameplay when it comes to first person shooters. This is definitely a lot longer time to kill, or TTK. So it should be interesting to see. But Lemon, I wanted to ask you real quick, because I sent you this article a while ago when it came to all of these previews and the gameplay and everything. What are your personal thoughts? Because you and I both come from a kind of Halo and, you know, more slower paced first person shooter background. We've never really been into the COD multiplayer for very long times or anything like that. What are your personal thoughts on all this? You think this game could do well? We'll talk about why it's $40 and everything later in a bit, but just I want to get your overall thoughts and opinions on it and everything.
I mean, I feel like they're trying to enter a very, very, very crowded space.
Mm-hmm.
And as the adage goes, I mean, first impressions, I can't speak tonight. First impressions are everything. So the negative first impressions it got probably isn't doing it any favors. But from the previews I'm seeing, it sounds kind of more up my alley than like the more faster paced ones. I mean, I love Halo. I grew up on Halo 2 effectively. But I also played Overwatch when it came out, fell off of Overwatch well before 2 came out. And so I'm kind of weary of hero shooters.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more weary than other people. It's not because people seem pretty pumped with the Marvel one. I don't know. I mean, I want it to go well. I think we're at the point though, and this is just across the board, not just in shooters, but just across the board in any game. I don't think we're in the days of a game just outright coming out being a dumpster fire, right? So I imagine the game itself will probably come out very well made. I imagine it will be solid. I imagine it'll be fun to play. I think the real question is there going to be a community around it? Because a game like this, any multiplayer game lives and dies by that. Right. So if there is not a community when it gets going, then how I imagine it's just going to die off pretty quickly, regardless of how good the game might be, right? And I don't know we're going to see that with how negative people were when it was announced. I admit it was kind of on Sony for kind of dropping it like they did. However, I don't know why people are so down on it, because they called, here's Guardians of the Galaxy. Jeez. Guardians of the Galaxy, when it's like they're on the third movie that people love it. So I'm not sure why this is a bad thing, that it's more like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, it's just kind of, that's how marketers are. They want to try to hitch their wagon onto other successful franchises. Long story short, I'm hoping it will be good. I'm hoping a community will go around it. And I like the ideas that it's, I mean, they say it's for every live service coming out, but it's all the monetization, just cosmetics. Just cosmetics. Don't worry, all the gameplay's free. So, well, quote unquote free for this, because, like I said, it's $40.
Right.
I'm hoping it'll go well. I would like another fun shooter for us to play, but I've been burned so many times now that I just assume a game's not going to work out, and I'll be pleasantly surprised when it does work out.
Well, and like you said, first impressions are the biggest thing, right? And so whether someone watched the state of play or came across a trailer on YouTube just randomly, right? Like you missed a state of play and you just happen to see the trailer randomly, you might be turned off by it. And that first impression is so important, because if you are not into it, it doesn't matter how much your friends, say, oh no, actually the game's really good and everything, or reviews come out and, like you said, it's a very well-built game, like not looking at what it's trying to do, but simply like, there's no bugs, it's got great performance and all that stuff, right? Doesn't matter about that stuff. First impressions are everything. And I think another thing that a lot of people are also a little bit more weary of, especially these days, is that if the game is supposed to be in this area of live service shooters, right? That's just what it is. There are so many out there already fighting for everyone's time. You have to make sure your game is literally a 12 out of 10 in every aspect. Gameplay, graphics, servers, content after release and everything. It's still fun, and it brings people in and takes them away from the live service games they are currently playing right now. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, is Sony going to be able to bring over the Overwatch crowd? And I think to an extent that is right. Can Sony do that? Because if not, then guess what? They're going to stick with Overwatch, and this game's not going to do that well. One area I think that Sony, and to an extent this team that is making this game, which funny enough happens to be a lot of ex-Bungie developers, they need to be marketing this at the Destiny 2 area. And the reason I say this, I'm not talking about the PvE guys, but Destiny 2 just finished up its 10-year DLC story bonanza, and it did really well. But now they're in kind of the epilogue right now, where they're just kind of doing these episode things, which are basically seasons, but it's just trying to wrap stuff up essentially. Now they know said they're going to be doing some 2025 stuff or whatever the case is, but the players that have been itching for content more and more are Destiny 2 PvP players. Now, yes, recently over the last couple of months, they finally got some new maps after like 2 to 3 years of no new maps or anything. And they've had some cool changes in terms of balance and everything. But if this gunplay and the movement and everything is very similar to old Halo and you know, some parts of Destiny and everything, I mean, there's literally a third-person roll ability for one of the characters and everything, which is very reminiscent of the Hunter class in Destiny 2. I think if they market this at that particular line of players, they could bring a lot of people over if everything is solid and ready to go, and things could work out really well for them. And I think they could find their audience right there with that, right? Obviously, yes, you want to try and be able to dig into the people who are playing other games, whether it's Call of Duty or anything like that. But I think if they went for that Destiny 2 PvP crowd, I think they could actually have a decent chance. Could I be wrong? Absolutely, 100%. This could not happen whatsoever. Game flops. It's terrible. It's got a skeleton crew by 2025. You know the drill, right? But I think that could potentially do very well, especially if, from what I've been seeing, we're going to play a clip here in a second, and I want everyone to listen, and then we'll give our thoughts and opinions on it. Supposedly, there's no battle pass or anything. There's no, like, anything you've got to worry about, that kind of stuff, which is really cool. So I'm hoping that it can do really well in that regard right there. If it does, great. If not, though, it would not surprise me one bit if this game does just get a skeleton crew. Especially because Sony and PlayStation don't exactly they're not really known for, you know, crazy, awesome first-person shooter type of games, right? That's typically your more Call of Duty, third-party, AAA kind of stuff right there, essentially. So we'll have to wait and see if it's going to work out. From what I've seen from the gameplay, though, it is looking pretty good. So one last thing I will say before we go play the video, though, is that the fee to pay here, so it says Concord will be priced at $40 or 35 years at launch, with all future characters and maps coming for free. So in the world of ballooning budgets and games having to make money to support their live service costs, how is Firewalk planning to do that? And in quote, it says, we're going to launch with 16 characters, 12 maps, and 6 modes. That's all included when you buy the game. And seasonally, we're providing new maps, new modes, and new characters alongside their unfolding story. Now, there's supposed to become some kind of story episode thing that they do, whether it's weekly or bi-weekly or something. I'm not really sure. I kind of roll my eyes at that personal stuff because it never really works out sometimes. And then they say, there are purely cosmetic pieces that you can choose to further customize the look of your character that you can choose to purchase. Those do not affect gameplay. We believe so strongly that the full experience should be available to all of our players. So, no mention of a battle pass, which is really nice. I personally like that. One thing I think that could make or break this, though, and in a good way, is if there are still things you can unlock in the game without having to buy anything, right? And they're reasonably good. Like, they're good cosmetics, they're good costumes, not simple colors or anything. Looking at you, Halo, for making us trying to buy colors, for crying out loud. So hopefully that works out. I really hope it does, but we'll have to wait and see. Based on all that stuff I just read right there, Lemon, what are your personal thoughts when it comes to the fee to pay? Do you think I know we mentioned it a bit, but do you think that could actually work for them? And do you think them going for different audiences instead of trying to go for your typical, hey, we're going to take the players from Overwatch, but more try to hit those audiences that are just itching for more multiplayer in their particular game, but they're not getting it? Do you think that's going to work? Do you think that could work out for them?
Before I go into the fees part, first, is there a Destiny 2 PvP community that's like, I want more PvP? Because I feel like that community would have died off years ago.
Surprisingly, it's
Having
still
played
around.
Destiny a little bit,
Surprisingly, it is still around. I don't know why.
Surprised
I
because they
don't
have
know
like
why.
no maps. It's like it's a solid base, but like no content.
Well, I mean, that's the one thing that with Destiny in terms, everyone loves the gameplay, right? In terms of the gunplay and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But again, with no new maps, just like PvP was literally pushed to the wayside for like 2 to 3 years. So I think they could market towards that audience, you know, or those people, or be like, hey, did you enjoy Halo and Destiny? Even if you're not playing it right now, market it towards them and get them to come in and try it. Because again, one payment of $40, and then you get everything. It's literally what Overwatch 1 did. And it worked out pretty well for them. Could it work in 2024? Hard to say. A lot of people are, you know, unfortunately kind of like, you know, oh, it's not free to play, I'm not going to play it. When it's just like, if this, you know, there are some games that are worth buying for money. Although I do find it funny that they'll say like, no, I only play free to play games. And then they pay like $100 for a costume, you know?
Well, so, I mean, to go into the whole concept of, you know, whales, that's one thing, but like, what do you call someone who just throws a few dollars into a free to play game? Not the hardcore hardliners. I'm not paying a minnow, I guess we'll call them minnows. I mean, I imagine from their standpoint, it's a $40 in this case upfront cost versus maybe trickling in $40 over a year or two, right?
It depends, because usually when it comes to costumes explicitly, right? Because again, they're mostly talking about costumes and what they're going to be working with right there. But the big thing with those, though, is that you have to buy them right there. So if a costume comes out for a character that you love and it's $40, you're paying $40 right there. The only time $40 could be spread out across an entire year would be as if you're buying a $10 battle pass, which again, this game doesn't seem to have, but they could bring it in. I'm not really sure. Or you're buying like these little things if that game allows for that. Games like Call of Duty don't particularly have like, you know, oh, you can only buy the pants of the costume or something like that for $5, to my knowledge, at least. Maybe they do change that. But most games don't do that. So you're either paying $30 to $40 for a costume, which is still absurd. Anyone who does pay that, just whatever it is, right?
Do they usually cost that much?
Costumes? Some do. Yes, they absolutely do. So, so that's something to keep in mind right there, right? But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
I'm more talking like reasonably priced things. So instead of, for example, in this case, $40 upfront cost, they don't pay anything more to the game versus someone who pays $40 over a year or something, you know, nickel and dime themselves through costumes and everything.
Right.
The way economics is these days, and the way, and this is from everything, buying a car, buying a house, everything is based on loans. Apple had effectively a loan system, a credit card system. You buy everything on credit. Like that's just how granted, this is purely a very much an Anglo-centric American mindset, but everything is just based on paying things through credit. That's how we do things now. So we don't do upfront costs. It's always instant gratification, get it right now, and you suffer the consequences of that over time as you pay interest on the credit.
Right.
So a game like this, where there's an upfront cost, I think they're going to have a bit of an uphill battle. I think they're going to have a hard time trying to convince people to drop that $40. And that's the boon of free to pay. That's why it's kind of everyone goes for it. What company's like, yeah, I'm going to give this away for free in hopes that you'll throw money at it? No one. It's the fact that no one seems to want to go after that upfront cost, right? You have to, it's the first taste is free kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That's the nicer way of saying it. There's a far worse way of saying that.
Well, the way I personally look at it is there's two things, obviously. First off, there's a beta. So no excuse. Free beta, jump in, try the game. Right? So if you don't like it, then obviously don't buy it. Like that's
But that beta only applies before the game even comes out. This isn't like a long running demo. Right. If you missed out on it, you're SOL.
Right, exactly. But I think another part to this, and I could get a lot of blowback for this, but I have to speak my mind when it comes to this, is that I know in the current economy around the world, I'm not talking any particular country, around the world right now, finances for the average person right now are a little rough, obviously. And I know that. As someone who is a teacher, I have clearly obviously don't make that much or anything like that. And I know the online Twitter threads and blogs and all that. I know that's all a very small minority. I get that. but I feel like a lot of people are not willing to give a game the benefit of a doubt, whether it's, if it's got, the dreaded 7 out of 10 rating or something like that, or if you look at it and it looks fun, and a lot of people are saying that the game is really fun to play, but it's like, nope, it's not free to play. I only go free to play. And then it's just like, buying games that are smaller in scale, whether it's an indie game, a AA game, whatever the case is. When we buy those games, right, they support the team that has made that particular game, whether it's to get further content for said game or to eventually see some kind of sequel or new game made by that team, right? And again, I'm not saying you have to buy it right away. If you have to wait for a sale, it's perfectly fine. But to just simply throw away the idea of even touching any game that's not either a 10 out of 10 or it's free to play, it irritates me a little bit. And again, I'm not talking to the people who financially can't buy it right now due to, again, life or anything, or whether you're an adult, a parent, school, whatever. 100% get that. I'm talking about the people who are just like, every single time something comes out about a price, like, Astro Bot is $60 or whatever, right? Like, everyone keeps saying like they want smaller games, to get away from the big ballooning budgets of AAA gaming and everything like that. And you got this really cool game that's like a solid 10 to 12 hours. It's got all this cool stuff. There's no cosmetic microtransactions. There's no microtransactions at all. Everything is in the game right there. Multiple replays available and all that kind of stuff. And then you say, nope, not paying for it. What more do you want then? You either are stuck staying with only free-to-play games, or, you finally bite the bullet and just say, look, yeah, maybe it won't be the best game. First off, do your research is all I'm going to say. And yeah, maybe you do end up wasting $40 to $50. Okay, maybe you do. But you never know. You at least have the game, and eventually you could come back and try it out later on, and hey, maybe they changed a bunch of stuff and all that kind of stuff. All I'm simply saying is that when it comes to whether it's this game, it doesn't have to be Concord. It could be Elden Ring, for example. It could be any game or anything like that. Take a chance sometimes and support the developers. Don't wait for it on PlayStation Plus. Don't wait for it on Xbox Game Pass. Don't only do free to play. Try some of these games out. You'll be surprised how many awesome games are out there. And I know this is totally off topic from simply talking about what Concord and how it's going to do, but I had to get off my chest. So I had to say that. And Lemon, if you got any feedback from that, by all means, let me know. But that's just my personal thoughts.
I'll take the cynical devil's advocate, though.
Oh, here we go, folks. Here we go.
You say you want to, that people should be buying games, supporting developers, and I get that. However, I mean, we're going on when the first iPhone come out, like 2007, 2006,
6? I don't know. That was a long time ago.
So we are looking, and that kind of, in my mind, ushered in that whole notion of free to play. I feel like that's mobile gaming kind of brought that in. Initially, it was kind of
mobile
dirt
gaming.
cheap $1 games, like Angry Birds, like $1 or something, and it was free to play.
You did buy games on the iPhone. There was an ad-free version, and then there was the pay like $3 or $4, and you got the quote unquote full game without the ads.
And then the ad-free versions disappeared, and they all just coalesce into these free-to-play games. There's ad supported.
Now there's still some ads in there, but they're not as in your face type of thing.
Sure. But I mean, that is, and then that kind of made the jump over to quote unquote mainstream gaming, hardcore game, whatever you want to call, your Fortnites, your Roblox, the games that are on console, on PCs and stuff, not just stuck on a mobile phone.
Right.
People have grown into that mentality. They've been doing that for a decade plus now.
Unfortunately, yes.
That's what the kids understand. They don't buy games anymore. You get a free game and you throw money at it if you want the cool skin. If you want Spider-Man in Fortnite, you have to pay for it. I think. I don't know. I don't play Fortnite. I'm assuming.
Fortnite's free to play. Fortnite's free to play.
No, it's free to play, but I don't know about skins and stuff. I don't know about
the skins you got to throw money at. The skins you absolutely have to throw money at.
So that's what kids understand though. So when you get a game that's like, oh yeah, I have to plop down that money, kids may not have it, right?
Right.
And to extrapolate that out, now these kids are kind of going into a shitty economy and they don't have the money to either buy food or buy games. Well, they'll probably play the free to play game.
And again, to my point, I'm not that the whole spiel that I just went on, it's not meant for the people who obviously have to, focus on quote unquote, life and everything, or, you don't have the finances for it. 100% understand that. That's why I say wait for a sale, buy it later. Absolutely 100% understand. Mm-hmm. I'm more talking about the people who will say, nope, I only do this. And then they go and spend like $100 or $200 on Call of Duty skins or whatever those celebrities are in those games now, which Call of Duty isn't Call of Duty anymore, but whatever. That's a totally different topic.
All right, to go that route, I don't play Call of Duty. I don't buy skins or anything, but like there's games I'm not going to pay full price for.
Right.
The newest Assassin's Creed Mirage, I'm not going to pay full price for an Assassin's Creed game. I know Ubisoft does deep discounts. I will wait.
Oh yeah, you wait like a month and then you get that on. And then, like I said, and then again, and I said wait for sales if you have to.
Yeah,
right.
But I mean, but to your point, like I'm not going to support the developers until it goes on sale. I don't deem that game, despite how big its budget may or may not be, I'm not going to pay more than that money.
I don't even know.
In this case, Mirage, $20, because I got it for $20 mere months after it came out.
Right, and it's absolutely worth it. It's absolutely worth that. I would personally say Mirage at like 40, I think was absolutely.
So I think it was definitely not full price. It was like,
50. What? It was 50. Mirage was 50 at launch, if I remember correctly. So, which I ended up paying for because I love the old style Assassin's Creed, and obviously everyone's got their personal taste and everything like that, right? Red, I'm definitely gonna wait on reviews to see what it's like, and if it's not the way I personally like my Assassin's Creed games, then yeah, I'm absolutely waiting for a sale that I know Ubisoft is gonna do like later on. But one game I did buy at full price was the new Prince of Persia game that we saw back in January, which was absolutely 100% worth it. So,
that was fun. I liked it.
I think the basic thing though is to wrap this up. Essentially, when it comes to a game like Concord, try out the beta. Obviously, free to play for everyone, right? In terms of the beta, if you enjoy it, then wait to see some reviews. Don't pre-order. Don't pre-order anything. Not saying to pre-order. Wait for reviews. See how it looks. Watch some streams. Watch some gameplay. And if you like what you see, then go in and buy it. Absolutely, I think. Especially because, again, it's a one-time payment. Everything going forward, assuming that they are able to stay afloat for more than a year, then I think it could be worth it. Obviously, it should do better than Suicide Squad. I might eat my words on that one, but you never know. So we'll have to wait and see if it's gonna do better than that piece of crap game. So we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, going with that though, you're dropping the $40 or how much it's gonna cost, but you have to assume and hope and trust the developer that they're not going to eventually add gameplay specific microtransactions later down the line.
Yeah, I mean, so now, some of those companies do go against that. Others haven't. So it all depends. I mean, I would hope that, veteran Destiny and Call of Duty developers wouldn't do that. But I know it obviously all comes from the top. The developers don't make those choices and everything. They make the code for the game. That's what they do. In terms of all the microtransactions and all that stuff, those are the higher ups, whether it's the higher up of the team or the higher up from Sony who then tells the person below them to do all that. That is absolutely 100% all of that. That never in a million years has a developer gone in and been like, yep, I'm going to code in this because I want to. No one does that, right? It's always the higher ups. So if the higher ups do that, then yeah, that could definitely be that's going to shoot the game in the foot essentially. So we'll have to wait and see though. We'll have to really wait and see. But again, if you guys get the chance, so definitely check out this link. I'll put it down in the description and in the pinned comment. Go check out these questions about, why is the game not free to play versus, paying for it, single player mode, beta, all that stuff. There's all these questions. It's about a 23-minute video. You can check it out. A lot of those questions were actually answered in this link as well, which I'll provide down below as well. Which again talks about some of the heroes, raw gameplay. I mean, I will admit the game looks nice, like graphically and everything. It looks like it runs at a very smooth 60 FPS, which is always needed for something like first-person shooter. If you don't, you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. We'll have to wait and see. I do wonder if it's going to be more hit scan in terms of the servers. Is it going to be dedicated servers? Is it going to be player to player? Which, God, I hope it's not. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. So I think has potential. I'm gonna try out the beta. It's literally right before my honeymoon, and then probably make a commentary video on it, and then boom, flying over to a different country to go for my honeymoon for a week. So we'll have to wait and see how it's gonna work out. It has potential, but at the same time, I'm either gonna rip it a new one or say, you know what, this has some potential. So we'll have to wait and see. As always, guys, let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. Though, do you think this is gonna work? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that out pretty well.
Awesome.
Sure that recorded all well. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. So
Sweet.
now let's go into the so not talking about Concord. Let's talk about the Elden Ring stuff now.
Elden Ring.
Let's see. We've got Elden Ring DLC sold 5 million copies. Shadow the Erd update makes the expansion easier, so we can read into that a little bit. And then Shadow of the Erdtree receives mixed Steam reviews amidst difficulty and performance complaints, which one I definitely understand. The other, it's like, get good, scrub. So let me just take a minute on my throat and then we can.
Capitan.
That worked out pretty well though. That should be a good little video.
Yeah. I hope Concord as well. Just
because
because I want to. I like. It's better when there's more games to play. Like I don't mind plopping the couple of Hamilton. No, Hamilton. 20. Dropping $40 on the game. I
don't mind dropping $40 on the game. That's perfectly fine. Again, I'm also someone who has supported games where if I know I'm gonna love it, I'll go out and buy it day one, 100%. Like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I absolutely knew 100% I was gonna love that game. Prince of Persia, same thing, right? But there are clearly other games that I will simply wait on sometimes.
Oh, it's Jackson.
Jackson?
That's who it was. It's on 20. Hamilton's on 10.
Oh. Oh, on the $20 bill. I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah. Two Jacksons.
I haven't seen American paper money in forever, so I definitely use it a lot less out here in Japan than I used to. I'm sure you remember having all your Japanese money that you had here when you visited for the first time.
You Monopoly money?
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, that money is thick though. It's durable. It is.
Oh, Lord, he's thick. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm so these days, especially, I'm so indoctrinated, just never touching money anymore. Everything's just on plastic. A credit card for everything. I rarely ever have to touch money anymore.
Oh yeah, no, it's literally
99%
of the time now. I use my card, right? Just tap or insert it in to the little thing, and then it's done essentially. There's a couple of like I call them mom and pop shops essentially that are cash only, but they're like super small. Like the store is probably as big as my apartment, but maybe smaller, essentially, type of thing. So
I mean, I pull cash out periodically when I need to, but yeah, it's more of a case of because we had stuff to tip over here in the States.
Right.
Fuck tipping, man.
I don't have to deal with that. I absolutely love not having to deal with tipping. Absolutely love it.
I always tip, and I tip well. At least I think pretty well, because I understand where it goes, but at the same time I hate doing it because I just pay people well. Don't rely on tipping, but
I don't have to tip here at all.
That's a whole can of worms. I don't really feel compelled.
I was say that could be its own stream and video, and
yeah, I don't want to be Mr. Pink.
That'd be a deep rabbit hole to go down right there.
Yeah, I'm good.
What is it? Hang on. What's the total side note? 27-year-old man admits canceling Nintendo Japan events by threatening to kill everyone for shitty games. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that headline. I didn't read it.
I got to check this out before we do a recording. Hang on.
I feel like that's related to because they were supposed to do like a Zelda, performance, like a symphonic performance, and they did it, virtually, right? They didn't have an audience or anything, and allegedly it was related to some sort of bomb threat or something.
Right.
So I guess there's a huge issue with that over there right now.
Well, it says 27-year-old Kenshin Kazuma stood trial this week and admitted he had made the threats. I sent the messages because I was stressed by playing the game. When I kept losing, I got frustrated. Cosmo was charged in April, accused of sending a total of 39 threats via the inquiry form on Nintendo's official website between August 22nd and November 29th last year. Cosmo was accused of saying, "I'll make you regret bringing such a shitty game into this world," threatening to kill everyone involved, and saying, "Be careful about events that have spectators in the audience." Although it wasn't clear what game he was referring to, it's believed to be Splatoon 3, since some of the threats were aimed at the Splatoon Koshien 2023 National Finals. The threats led to the cancellation of the finals and Nintendo Live 2024, which were set to take place in Tokyo in December 2023 and January 2024. Damn. The prosecutor in the case said the total damage caused by the threats was around 700 million yen or $4.36 million. The consequences are serious. There is no circumstances for the childish motives. The prosecution has asked for Kazuma to be sentenced to 1 year in prison. Sentencing will take place on July 24th.
1 year? Okay.
I mean, Japan, I'm not really surprised. Well, I don't know.
Seems a bit low.
I guess it depends on what kind of, I'm sure he'll probably go through some quote unquote classes and things like that while in the system and everything like that, try to get his life back in order and not making death threats and everything. So
I think the country, especially after the whole Abe thing, it'd be a little more gung-ho on that stopping such shit.
Well, I know they are, but it's not, I don't think it's too as an extreme as many other people might think. So, because honestly, I have not heard anything about that Abe situation anymore with that kid and his mom ever since it was supposedly figured out and sorted out, a couple years ago, I want to say at this time. So
well, I imagine the Japanese government wants to bury the hell out of it because it's very damning why he did what the assassin did what he did.
Right.
I mean, if you look into it at all, it's like, wow, that's kind of corruption charges from top to bottom. If corruption charges are a thing over there,
they are. They're
definitely not over in the States. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, just how indoctrinated, not indoctrinated, how much the Moonies have infiltrated the Japanese government's crazy to me.
Oh yeah,
I had no idea the Moonies were even around anymore until I heard about that.
Yeah, that's not exactly fun right there. So. All right, we're getting a little too off topic. Let's go talk about some Elden Ring. So, all right.
Elden Ring.
Okay. Coin. Okay. Okay. All right. So we'll go into the topic again, and then we'll break it down into 3 sections, or maybe 2 sections, really. We'll obviously introduce the fact of how well it's done and everything. I think we'll go into the mixed Steam reviews first, and then to kind of make it a little more chronologically, I guess we'll go into the update and making the expansion easier, which, according to Bobby, who's been playing this for all our videos and everything, hasn't really seen much of a difference, but we'll have to wait and see.
I don't think he might be too far.
He might be, yeah, because it could just be the first couple of bosses or something. All right, here we go. So, unless you guys have been living under a rock, Elden Ring's first and only DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, has been doing pretty well, to say the least. I mean, selling 5 million copies, and it's only been out for a couple of weeks. I'd call it a success. I think I personally would call that. Well, how about you, Lemon? Do you think that's a success right there?
5 million is a big number.
Yeah, it is.
It's a real big number.
It's pretty big. So regardless, though, it's been doing very well. And according to software, and according to FromSoft, it's, that's only within the first week, which is pretty cool. So as noted here, though, the expansion DLC for Elden Ring was released last week to universal critical acclaim with 95 Metacritic score, making it the highest scoring DLC ever. And why do I get the feeling it's going to get nominated for Game of the Year and other rewards, even though it's a DLC and not a full game? I swear to God, it's going to happen. I just know it is. I know it is.
Do it. I'm penciling it in. I'm expecting it.
I'm 100% expecting it, but regardless, It's absolutely worth it. Our own little Bobby has absolutely been enjoying the heck out of the DLC. If you haven't been seeing the guides and everything that we have over on our channel, go check the playlist out. It'll be down in the description below. You can check all that out. We've been going through exact details on how to defeat certain bosses, what builds to bring, and all I will simply say before we get into difficulty is use the stuff that the game gives you. If you want to make it harder for yourself, that's up to you. That's your choice to do. But don't belittle people who use the things in the game that, even the developer himself has come out and said, I use the stuff in the game because I put it there and I'm going to use it. So that's just something right there. But regardless, it had amazing reviews from critics and everything. It sold 5 million copies in the first week. However, over on Steam, because that's the only place we can really see reviews or voice our opinions essentially, is the reviews over on Steam are mixed as of right now amidst difficulty and performance complaints. Now, let's just go with performance complaints first, because this was actually something originally when the game launched way back, and I say way back in quotations here, about 2 years ago, give or take, where the performance on PC was definitely not the greatest. There were a lot of people who would refund the game and wait to simply see when the game would get better performance over on PC. Even on high-end PCs, I know a lot of people said that it wasn't exactly the greatest, and that seems to have carried over into this, DLC, unfortunately. So, it's that I absolutely 100% understand for simply leaving a negative review or saying like, don't pick this up right now on PC. Your mileage may vary when it comes to the performance. Absolutely 100%. The second part of it, though, however, is the difficulty, which I just want to say it first. It's Elden Ring. Any game from Software has always been difficult, but we knew Elden Ring was difficult, right? We've known this for a long time. So I almost feel like a lot of people would look at this and be like, yeah, I beat Elden Ring already. I've got my best build and everything. I'm going to steamroll through this, even though they literally came out when this DLC was announced and said, look, this is going to be a difficult DLC. You're not going to be able to just steamroll through everything, which clearly shows that people ignored those and did not read that type of stuff. And now they're complaining online that the game is too hard. And then you find out half the time that they're not either using the new stuff that is given to us, they're not trying to mix it up and change their builds or anything, and they are simply trying to throw whatever at the wall until it finally sticks. And it's not working out for them 9% of the time. So when I saw this, I honestly kind of just shook my head, because it shows that they're not willing to try new, abilities, weapons, you name it, right? Because literally this DLC has had 100 plus, or maybe it's 70 plus unique weapons and new armors and all that kind of stuff, which is amazing for something like a DLC. And yet a lot of people are ignoring it. And because the big thing is always, when you release that type of stuff, it's like, how do you get people to actually try this stuff out and not simply stick to their tried and true build that they've, again, matured or used for a while and they left the game or anything like that? Well, yeah, basically make it useless against any of the DLC bosses and everything, and force them to try new things or mix it up when it comes to how they play the game and everything. It's definitely an interesting concept right there. But I want to get your thoughts and opinions right now, both chat, but also Lemon here is here with us right now, guys. And Lemon, I want to ask you, what are your personal thoughts when it comes to the mixed Steam reviews, both on the performance and the difficulty? I feel like I know what you're going to say about performance, but I'm still going to let you speak. And then let me know your thoughts about the difficulty. What are your overall thoughts on that?
All right, full disclosure, haven't started the DLC yet. Unicorn Overlord is not a short game, and I'm still burned through that, which is a good game. You should totally play it.
It is.
But I digress. For the performance issues, I think, any game, no matter how big, small, whatever, needs to get called out for bad performance. I think that's just across the board. Don't care what the game is, call them out. If it's too egregious, rate it lower, right? Like, the most recent Pokemon generation ran like ass. I enjoyed it, but it still ran like ass.
Right, and everyone called out for it.
And I've heard that, even on consoles, it doesn't run super duper well. And I will say the Soulsborne games have, of the ones that have come to PC, they ran really bad, and they only had PC controls, keyboard and mouse. I like the original one, the Prepare to Die, I think is what it's called, Prepare to Die edition. Didn't even support controllers when it came out. So I think Elden Ring and the Soulsborne, quote, franchises have come a long way, but I'm glad that people are still calling it out for its bad.
I'm pretty sure even some of the quote unquote like remasters and remakes of some of the other games that came to like the current gen consoles, even those had terrible performance and everything, or not terrible, but like you could definitely tell like this needed like another 6 months in the oven to really like hammer out some of these, performance complaints and everything. So yeah, like I said, absolutely 100% glad that it is getting called out. But what are your thoughts on the difficulty aspect of it?
Now, for the difficulty part, so this is coming from someone who has never beaten a Soulsborne game until Elden Ring. So it should tell you that this game's at the very minimum more approachable than previous one.
And keep in mind, guys, he has beaten Elden Ring. He beat it way back when it came out and everything. He said, again, hasn't had time to do the DLC yet. So
yeah. And I actually turned on New Game Plus and I forgot how to play the game. So I have to relearn it.
Classic.
But in terms of I'm trying to think of who the person was. It was on Twitter. I think it was a journalist, but there was one of the articles they posted was effectively just calling out like everyone makes fun of journalists for not being able to play games. But the article headline was "Gamers call out how difficult Elden Ring was despite journalists being able to finish it."
I saw that. Yeah.
It was. I'm trying to think who it was because I don't think it was Gene Park.
We'll post it up on screen so you guys can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I forgot who it was now, and I apologize. But I loved it. I thought that was just the best. I think the biggest issue with this, and again, I'm just dropping the ball with the people I'm seeing this from. Someone in some social media brought up the idea that because Elden Ring was so popular, we are seeing a difference in the people playing the game. So you see like the Dark Souls 1 through 3, Demon Souls, that had a very devoted fan base, right? They're hardcore. They want to get their asses beat, and they want to figure out how to reverse it and kick ass and take names, right? That's kind of how these games go, and that's how the community likes it. They like figuring out how to beat it.
You figure out how to beat it. You learn the moves of the enemy. You die a bunch of times, and then you finally take them down, right? That's that selfless accomplishment.
And that community is simultaneously very inviting, but also very gatekeeping in the sense
protective, essentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's almost some gatekeeping almost in a meme sense. The whole get good thing, it's the get good thing is usually the asshats in the community. In general, no one genuinely says that. It's more they want to help you out, but they also don't want to make the games easier, right?
Right.
So there's kind of mentality you have to get good, and so I feel like as the franchise, I keep saying, and when I say franchise, I mean Soulsborne's in general. Specifically of the From Software variety. I'm not really talking the Lords of the Fallen or anything, but just strictly within the From Software universe, for lack of a better phrase.
Right.
The games have gotten more and more and more popular. They've become better and better sellers. They keep showing up on Game of the Year lists and stuff, and so more and more quote unquote casuals, people who weren't there the whole time, are getting more involved. And I feel like there's a lot of people with real bad ego issues getting into these games and they're getting their asses beat by the DLC for Elden Ring, because Elden Ring, and I'm guilty of this too, I had one build for a majority of the game. I just grind out levels. I had a single build, and it was a balanced build. So I think it was balance was the right name for it. It's a mix of dex and strength. And it was like a standard. I mean, I pretty much had to build the whole game, and I got all the way to the end of the game except for the very last boss, which I had a cheese build for, which was the Kamehameha build. Just shoot a giant beam, kill anything in front of you. Whereas with the DLC, again, full disclosure, haven't played it yet, but just from what I've seen of the videos, and I love watching them, by the way, it's just so much fun watching people play bosses. You can't have that smooth brain mentality. You can't just immediately go into a boss and just raffle stomp it like you could in Elden Ring.
Right.
The base game, aside from a couple bosses. You can't have just one build. You have to kind of change your mentality a little bit. Right. And so I feel like that's kind of the problem, is also levels are kind of thrown out the window too. Yep. You have to get the scatter tree fragments.
Yeah, the scatter tree fragments. And even for those people who are like like our own little Bobby, who is like +3 into the new game system and everything like that. It doesn't matter, right? Because they've even stated like, as long as you got to, I think it's like level 150, give or take, even if you're on new game +3 or new game +5 or whatever, there's no real big difference there, right? Like you'll see some people in comments be like, your new game +3, of course you can take this guy down and do all this. It's like, that stuff actually doesn't matter. It's all about using the stuff that the game has literally now provided you in this particular DLC. And again, the actual head developer came out and was like, look, use what he gave you. I use it. That's how you're going to be able to beat this stuff and everything like that. You want to go back in after you've beaten the DLC to try out new things, or you try to use an old build or something like that, by all means, go ahead. But 100% recommend that you should be trying to use different stuff. Get out of your comfort zone and try all this stuff and everything like that. And one of the big things, which Bobby here is saying even on our chat right now, because again, we're doing this while we're live, is he says, you don't get to complain about difficulty if you don't use summons and buffs. The DLC isn't hard except for the boar guy, lol. So part of this is you're seeing both sides of this all over online and everything like that, where you have one side of the community who's just like, no, you use summons, you use mimics, you use all this stuff. You didn't really beat that boss or anything, like the true hardcore, you go in with a sword and you beat him type of thing, essentially, right? And then you have the other side of it where they're just like, well, just use the summons and everything and you're good to go. If you're not using the summons, that's all on you and everything. Which I think when it comes to a particular game like this, look, the way I look at it is play however you want to, right? That being said, though, if you're being stubborn to not try and mix things up, I don't care if you're not using summons or using a particular thing, that's all up to you. But if you're gonna stand there and just you literally do the exact same thing over and over again, not change one single thing, that is on you. That is, especially when the developer of the game himself have come out and be like, try these new things out. Your old builds are not going to work the way you want them to in this particular DLC. Do they work that way in the base game? Sure, absolutely. Go cheese whoever you want, do this thing, you're good to go. But for the DLC, we made it explicitly like this, and that's what we're sticking with, essentially. So, again, play the game however you want, but at the same time, you gotta try different things. The same thing is not gonna work 20 years into the future type of thing for other games that come out or anything like that, right? You've gotta learn to break out of your comfort zone, try new things. I know it's scary, but it's worth it on the other side. So, but it is interesting when it comes to difficulty things, though, because lately, a few days ago at the time of this recording, Elden Ring actually had an update which makes the expansion easier, and the patch addresses the complaints for some players about the DLC's difficulty. As noted here, we're not going to go through all the DLC or the patch changes or anything, but as noted here, the expansion includes a new leveling system called this, I'm probably butchering this, the Skidoo tree. I know I butchered that name. In-game items found around the world that are used to increase a character's abilities to deal and negate damage. Following complaints from some members of the community that the DLC is too difficult, Collaboration Update 1.12.2 revises the attack and damage negation curve scaling on the tree's blessings. Attack and damage negation abilities have been raised for the first half of the blessing enhancements. The second half is now more gradual, and the final level for the blessing enhancements have also been slightly increased. So again, you can go and check out the exact details right there and everything. But regardless, they have done that. Now, if you're someone who's already deep into the DLC and everything like that, I'm sure it's not really making that much of a difference already. My guess is that it would be near the beginning of the DLC. So, but again, this is, from software games. This is Elden Ring. These are difficult games. They've even said they are never going to put an easy mode into it because that's not the type of game they're making. And a game made for, I love this quote, a game made for everyone is a game made for no one. They want to make a difficult game, they are more than welcome to. And that is exactly what they've done. And no matter how much people complain online, they're not going to change that. So honestly, get over it. I'm sorry. I know that might be a little direct, but just get over it. If it's not for you, go play something else. There are millions of games out there. Just saying. So
the problem with the mentality that they want to make a difficult game, I think, is incorrect. I don't think FromSoft wants to make a difficult game.
They've come out and said that in direct quotes in interviews.
I don't think that is their goal. Their goal is not to make a difficult game. They want to make a game that doesn't hold your hand necessarily.
Right.
They want you to learn the systems and they want you to play the game that way. And as someone who plays on bitch baby easy every chance he gets, I have finished Elden Ring. The game is not necessarily difficult, it just doesn't have patience for your BS. I think is the correct way of putting it. It's not a hard game. This isn't like a shoot 'em up kind of game. It's not like a bullet hell kind of game. Those are insanely difficult games. I think Elden Ring is a game that requires you to pay attention to it, and it's a game that requires you to learn its systems and kind of mesh with it. This isn't like, Assassin's Creed where you can not be stealthy at all, a la how I play it. Just walk up to people just knifing everyone. Like, you have to play the game correctly. There is no leniency.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And one thing that Bobby even says in the chat right now is, you guys say that, but I use the same build for the whole DLC with the exception of your defensive spells. But Bobby, that also hits one thing right there. There are people who are trying to play this without using any kind of defensive spell, any kind of item that can help negate maybe some damage or any kind of resistance or anything like that, changing up weapons, you name it. If you find a build within the DLC that can work really well, whether part of it comes from the original game or you make a build within the DLC and everything, and you're using a combination of those tree upgrades and everything, then that's what you're supposed to be doing, right? But there are people who are just ignoring that completely and just literally trying to go in with a sword to, do that essentially, right? So yes, you can do exactly what you've been doing and it's been working out really well for you, obviously, but you were at least trying to use certain things that the game has provided to you, change things up if you need to, because you even told me yourself that you did run into a boss that was giving you a bit of a headache. But I'm assuming you've obviously changed things up and everything, and it's worked out pretty well. There are people who are not doing that, and then they're getting frustrated that it's too hard. And it's just like, are you changing things up? Are you trying new things? I mean, heck, it doesn't have to be Elden Ring. I mean, it was back when when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth released and everything. There was a particular boss that we saw in a ton of our comments for the snake boss, like which is technically the first boss of the game, and so many people are complaining about how difficult it was. And it's like, well, what are you doing for your build? I'm just going around slicing with Cloud's sword.
Yeah,
are you
that was definitely a skill check, boss.
Are you using magic at all? Like, because it's literally weak to Blizzard, so throw a couple blizzards at it. No, not really. Okay, so maybe attach Blizzard, exploit its weakness type of thing. Are you switching between your characters? No, I'm just sticking on Cloud. Okay, maybe move between your two characters and everything. That might work out for you right there. So, it's kind of like that. It's that mentality right there. So,
I had to join because
I was going to say
Elden Ring.
He's going to come in. I knew he was going to come in for this. Go ahead, Bobby.
No, I like what you guys are saying. No, I was going to say, like, one of the things that a lot of people aren't understanding about the DLC and just Elden Ring as a whole is that, like you said, Talon, like, not using the systems is a detriment just to yourself. And if you want to make the game harder by doing that, that's on you. But I ain't got time for that shit. So when I do our guides, I'm going to show you my mega unga bunga 2 giant club spiked things that bleed everything that they touch. Doing that with a mimic with like 3 defensive spells and a bunch of talismans and eating a bunch of shit because I'm trying to kill that boss like in 2 tries. Like, I'm not trying to have this take all fucking day. I'm loving exploring, playing, like finding the little guys, venturing through the little areas, be it a tunnel or a big field or what have you. But if I'm trying to beat a boss, I don't want to be like the first time I did the Elden Beast. That shit took me like 6 hours.
Yeah, it's brutal.
And then I found I was doing Millennia and it took me like 2 hours. And then I found some dude who was like, this build will just absolutely destroy Millennia. I went and got all the parts for it. And I was like, oh, this build doesn't destroy Millennia. It destroys everything. And that's what I use now. And it has. I've heard that it's not going to work for the last boss of the DLC.
I've heard the last boss is extremely difficult. I've heard extremely difficult.
But like I did Mesmer in like 3 tries. I did like all of like the boss after Mesmer. I forget what it's called. That was like 1 try. Like, because I don't sit there and waste time and go like, oh, I need to make sure I learn every parry and every dodge down to the frame timing. Like, I don't
Well,
fucking care.
and I think for something like that, though,
Amen.
like if you want to do that, that's perfectly up to the player who wants to do that.
Oh,
But
absolutely. If
right.
you want to do that, power to you. Like
Right.
like Chin right now is going through, and he was playing the lion dancer,
Oh yeah.
and he was on it for hours and hours. I was like, damn man, you're sweating. He's like, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But
right. And
and
there
I
are
was like,
going to
why
be
aren't you
builds in the
summoning? He's like, oh, I'm
future.
gonna do it.
And there are going to be builds in the future that, people discover eventually, right? Because again, there's so many new weapons and all that kind of stuff in this DLC that someone's going to be like, wait a minute, if I just use this and this, it's not necessarily cheesing the boss or one hitting it, but it definitely makes it easier, or it makes it more, around the level that I want it to, right? And so people are going to discover that overall. And it's like, DLC's only been out for like, what, a week at this point? So, things will, they're going to balance themselves out. But I think people just going and being like, it's too difficult. And then again, they're not doing anything new or trying new things. It's just like, well, you're going to be there a while then if you're going to do that. 6 hours, like you said your brother was doing, to try and, learn every single move and parry and everything, which if you want to do, by all means. But if you're not, if you're not trying to do that and it's frustrating you and you're not willing to change anything, then that's on you. That
Yeah,
really
it's like imagine playing Halo on Legendary, and like you're running through
with a pistol.
And you're like, well, I'm not picking up any enemy weapons because that's just like cheap. I'm not going to use my grenades because that's I don't know, that's weak, that's low skill.
You're gonna have a bad time.
It's like, yo, what the? Shut the fuck up! Like, what? What are you talking about, dude? Like, this shit is in the game for a reason. We had a comment like on one of the videos, it's like, you're a shithead if you saw. I was like, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I try to be nice, but please shut the fuck up.
Was
Like,
it actually a genuine comment, or was it just me?
it was
trolling?
no, not you, because
Okay,
you.
alright.
I saw your comment. I was like, wait, that's Lemon. Okay, that's Lemon. He's being an asshole. No, this was some guy who's like,
Jada-
yeah,
oh, Jesus
you're no skill. You're a shithead if you summon blah blah blah. And I was like, dude, the game director says he uses this stuff. And he's like, who cares? He has his own play style. If you do it, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
That is such
like
backwards thinking right there. That is such backwards thinking.
That's some real head up your ass kind of mentality.
That
right
is.
there.
It's like walking around it's like
Pull
walking
your
around a
head out of your
Pokemon game
own ass.
with 2 Pokemon out of 6. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what? Why? Why are you gonna just arbitrarily impose these limits? That, I mean, cool. Like, it's cool if you do that, but like, there's other games that you can play where you can use all the stuff and they're still really fucking hard.
Right.
Like, you don't have to impose this limit to make the game harder than it is when there are games that are that hard out. You know what I mean? It's just weird. It's a weird.
It's a very weird mentality, essentially.
Yeah, I'm almost 40, man. We got other shit to do. Like, I got other shit to play. Like, I'm actually loving it, and I'm like, I was like, next year I'm going back for playthrough 4. I'm gonna go do every single quest I can find, and then do every quest in the DLC.
Yep, exactly.
Like, look up all of them to have like a fully completed file. Because I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, the difficulty thing, I like the first enemy that I found that was like not a tiny little like stupid mob enemy was kind of tough and killed me because I just wasn't expecting the super long combo chain.
Right, exactly.
But then after that, I adjusted and was like, okay, so I know this guy's gonna attack like 5 or 6 times in a row.
Back it up there a little bit. Back it up from the 5 attacks, and then jump in and finally get your counters on him. Kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so like once you adjust that, you're good. Like
I even saw comments on some of our like summon guides for, again, going back to Final Fantasy, because we did like 30 plus videos and all that stuff, right? And one of the harder summons in the game, I said, okay, look, you can bring whoever you want. I've seen videos about doing this, but I 1000% recommend this one particular character to at least be on your team and utilize some of these spells right here, right? They're not end game stuff or anything. They're spells you get within like the first half hour of the game. They're not broken, but they help you. And one of the comments in the video was like, nah, you can't do that. That's not real skill. I'm just like, oh, fine. Stuck at this guy then forever. It's up to you then. So,
Yeah, I just don't care about people talking about like if you're playing a PvE game and they give you certain stuff to use, like I don't
Yeah.
want to hear about real skill. That's just
Yeah.
stupid, you know.
the game, guys. It's a game. Just
It's
do
a
it.
video game. I'm trying to
Well,
have fun.
To be more specific, it's a game. It's a part of the game they intentionally developed. This isn't a wall hack. This isn't a glitch. It's part of the game. So
they literally built it to be like
back
that.
it up.
So,
Try hard. Back it up.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Go touch grass. Leave me be. I'm just trying to enjoy the game.
Exactly. All right,
I
both
don't
of
know.
those recordings turned out actually really well. All right, finally got the feature to work the way I wanted. All right, that's 2 videos right there, Bobby, that we can put up on the channel.
There you go. Nice.
Stonks.
Yay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Double dipping.
Exactly. But I think with that, I'm probably gonna call it here for the stream because we've been live for over 2 hours now.
Jeez.
I need to get some of those recordings done for the guides that you sent and the cheese and everything still. So
Yeah, I gotta. I'm almost at the last boss, so.
I can't wait to record that one. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna try a different build. Try one of the ones that a lot of people are saying is super easy. So, that way, again, just something that's like, oh, hey, this is an easy way for you to get this shit done. Like,
well, and I think
feel like
the
just
good
wanna
thing,
finish,
the nice thing about our guides is that we do show your exact build and everything, and say, look, because you've 9 times out of 10 when it comes to your builds, you also say, oh, by the way, use this if you want to as a side thing, because you mentioned it in I think the first or second boss. You're like, I brought this, but I would actually highly recommend bringing this as well, and this can work out really well for you, essentially. So,
yeah, 100%.
So definitely do that if you guys or when you get the chance and everything. And by the way, those intros to the bosses and everything, they really help with thumbnails. So if you grab that recording,
Okay, yeah, I will.
they make it super easy. Trying to get the thumb for the hippo, and that was a bit of a pain. I was trying to I went frame by frame trying to get the perfect
There is no intro video for that hippo, so
and that's totally fine. I understand that, but for the ones who do have the intro video, I'm assuming the final boss will have an intro video.
I
doesn't?
would fucking hope so.
Yeah,
That'd
if
be
it
really
doesn't,
weird.
then I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I definitely lost that bet. So, but regardless, though, if you guys are here in the live stream with us, though, what are your personal thoughts when it comes to the Elden Ring DLC? Are you enjoying it? Are you having fun? Difficulty? What are your personal thoughts on all that and everything? I absolutely, like both Lemon and I said, the performance 100% should be called out, because that's even something from when the game originally released and everything that still needs to get fixed. So they absolutely should fix that. So, and then when it comes to Concord, what are your personal thoughts on it? Do you think it's going to do well? A lot of, outlets in there are saying actually it looks kind of fun now, especially because it plays more like Halo and Destiny and not just an Overwatch clone, essentially, right? Which again makes sense when it comes from old Call of Duty and Destiny developers. That literally makes sense that they made those games in the past. It's probably what this is going to feel like. So it should be interesting. But again, open beta, July 18th to the 21st. I know Bobby's definitely going to be trying it out. Absolutely.
Yep.
And I will actually be there to try it with him. And then the day after, heading on the honeymoon. So that'll be fun. So, but again, let's know our thoughts down below in the comments as always, guys, whether you're seeing this live or you're seeing this in video format. And yeah, until next time, everyone, we'll catch you all in the next one. And thank you so much for joining. Follow us over on social media, Twitter, YouTube channel, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys soon.